Hello and welcome. I'm Father Tim and I'm one of the members of clergy here at St James's Church in Bushey, a church that's been on this spot for over 750 years. And I'm really pleased to be able to give you this opportunity to give you a tour of some of the things that are important and that you'll find in Christian places of worship. Whilst we're outside, two things for you to be aware of. First of all, you'll see up there, we've got our bell tower. We have bells that ring out to call people to worship, and they're normally at the west end, because one of the things about churches is that they're normally aligned east-west. And the east end is the most important part of the church. The other thing to tell you about is that this church is named in honour of someone called St James, who was one of the apostles, one of the first disciples of Jesus. And so we mark his feast day, his celebration, on the 25th of July every year. So come and follow me inside and we'll see what awaits us there. So I've come here, our first place in the church to show you is by the west end of the church. I was wondering if you might have a guess what you think this could be. It's a large stone with a basin in the middle, and normally we would fill it with water and hold our services. That's right, for those of you who guessed, it's a font, and it's where we baptised or christen new members of the church. And it's here by the west end as a reminder that as we enter the church, so through baptism we become members of the church itself, which is not just the building but the people who make up the church. So come to our second point I'd like to show you in our tour of St James's. I was wondering if any of you can see what this is that I've got my hands on. You may recognise it as an eagle. An eagle is where we read from the holy book of Christians, which is called the Bible, which contains both the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament and the New Testament, which is about the life of the church. And so in the front here of church, in front of all the people, we have two places where we read our holy book, our holy scriptures from. Here on this called a lectern, and this is where people who in the congregation might read it from. And also up here, somewhere up high, this is called a pulpit. And this is where someone such as myself might preach or give, if you will, a director's cut on the passages, the parts of scripture that we've just heard. And it's up here nice and high, so we'll get a really nice, great view of everyone that I'm talking to. But it's not just through listening to people speak that we find out about what's in the Bible. A lot of churches will have something called stained glass window, coloured glass, that will tell stories from the Bible. And in St James, we have quite a few telling different parts of the life of Jesus. I was wondering here if you can recognise what this story is here behind me. A young baby, a mother, visiting angels, all in a stable. Of course, it's Christmas. And so the most important part of the whole church is here at the east end, and it's our altar. You'll notice that it's the highest part of the church, and it's where we celebrate our main act of worship in church, which is called the Eucharist, also known as Holy Communion or the Mass. And it's where we remember Jesus, that he died, but that he also rose again. And we share this meal, this sacred meal of bread and wine. There's a few wonderful details you'll notice about this part of church because it's so important. You'll see the lovely decorations behind with saints. And if you look on the altar below here, We've also got images of saints. We've got different colours here, the colour purple, because I'm filming this in the season of Lent, which is just before Easter, and a season of preparation, but also turning of ourselves to God. This part of the building is also the oldest part of the building. So thank you for joining me and watching this short tour of St James's Church, an ancient and an old place of Christian worship. And I hope that one day you get the chance to come and visit here in person to appreciate its ancient splendour.